Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. In today's electric guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play the main riff for T.N.T. by AC/DC. Now this is part of my Riffmas series, it's the final instalment for Riffmas 2025, and at time of recording I'm hosting a competition where I'm encouraging participants to post a clip of them playing any of the riffs on the Facebook page, with a chance to win some prizes. Here's what's up for grabs. We've got an Enya Novasonic Go travel guitar, it's a one-piece carbon fibre travel guitar that's up for grabs. I've also got two runner-up prizes, one of which is a TC Electronic Ditto pedal, and then the second runner-up prize is a TC Electronic Mojo pedal. So there's three prizes up for grabs for three separate winners, and it also includes a KGS t-shirt which you can bag as well in your size. So if you head to the first link in the description if you want some more details on that. If you head to the second link in the description, there's a free downloadable PDF for this lesson, which you can grab completely for free. Second link in the description. Right, let's get into it. So I've put two variations together. We've got this one, and we've got this one over here. So these are, I've sort of done V1's version 1, V2's version 2. Slightly easier version. It's a little bit more accessible for everybody in the first version, and then the second one I'm kind of doing a little bit more like what Angus is doing. So let's start with the slightly easier one. We're going to start with an E5 power chord. So I've got open low E string, second fret of the A string, and I'm going to hit both those two strings at the same time with a downstroke. I'm then going to play the third fret of the low E string with my middle finger. And then I'm gonna go to an A5 chord, which is open A string, second fret on the D string. Notice how I take that E5 shape and move it from here to A5. I move that index finger down from the A string to the D string. We're just moving down like that. So the first three notes sound like this. Practice that first bar for me. And then what we're going to do in the second bar, this is called a tie. I call them washing lines. You see the lines connecting this note and this note over here. Now what that means is we're going to hold on to this A5, and we need to hold on to it for quite a bit longer than we've actually got space left in this first bar for. So what that means is we need to let it sustain. We need to let it ring out so long that it actually spills over into the next bar. When you see tab notes with brackets in, it means that you need to sustain the note. You don't have to pick this a second time. You just pick the A chord once, but you're holding on to it for quite a long time, 2 beats in fact. And then you're gonna head to this third fret over here. You don't need to play this one a second time. So I'm just gonna play that A5 into middle finger on that third fret again. It's a G note. And we sort of rock backwards and forwards between this G note and this A5 chord. And can you see that funny looking line that sort of curves up all the way over here? And it says a quarter. That's called a quarter step bend. Basically, you're just going to bend it down ever so slightly. You don't need to go too far. If you bend it too far, it sounds gross, but you're just going to go from here. Can you hear how I'm just sort of tweaking it out of tune ever so slightly? I'm not aiming super duper far. I'm just sort of bending it out of tune ever so slightly. Here's what the whole thing sounds like. Can you see when I play this A5 chord, I actually keep my index finger poised and ready because I'm coming back there, and I just move my second finger to get these. And I'm doing all downstrokes with the plectrum. So that's version 1. You still get a ticket into the competition with version 1. Don't overstretch yourself. I'm trying to make I want everybody in the Facebook group to have a go. If you're fairly confident with that and you kind of want to make it sound a bit more like what Angus is doing, let's have a look at V2. This is the second line of the PDF. So this E5 chord I'm going to replace with just a generic E chord. But I'm focusing on the lowest four strings, the E, the A, the D, and the G. So rather than just picking, can you hear adding those extra strings kind of gives it a little bit more cojones? For the G chord, rather than just playing that, singular note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a G5 chord, but I'm only going to catch the top half of it. So I'm going to use my middle finger still on that 3rd fret, and I'm going to have it rocked over ever so slightly, so that I'm muting the note on the A string here. Can you see there's a little cross? So that's a dead note, is that? Because we don't want this note over here because it kind of makes it sound a little bit too kumbaya. But you want to catch the open D and the open G underneath it. It's a really common technique, but can you hear how instead of getting, we get, it immediately has something more about it. In this A5 chord, can you see how I've snuck an extra note underneath it on the G string, 2nd fret of the G string? I'm barring that. You can either bar these, sorry, I forget what you call it, my autofocus on that camera is kind of doing what it wants today. With that A5 chord, you can either bar it or you can use 2 fingers. I'm not bothered how you get there. Personally, I've got shovels for hands, so I like to use the bar across there. That's a bit better, isn't it? So you've got E, G, A. Again, all downstrokes, but I don't know if you can hear it. I'm hitting the guitar a little bit harder. And then, just as before, I'm going to play that G chord and flit to this A really quickly. And this is exactly the same as version 1, where we just bend it. So you've got... There's a couple of little mutes here and there, but hopefully you kind of get the gist of it. Tones wise, it'd be a shame not to use the Gibson SG today. So this is an SG standard from 2016. And for my tones, I'm using the Boss Katana Gen 2. And these are my settings. So it's a little bit more distorted than some of the other stuff I've done for Riffmas. I think when you try to do Angus Young, use the crunch channel and then use the gain sparingly. You should be able to, sort of, if you tickle it, it should be relatively clean. Think of something like Hell's Bells. That's relatively clean, isn't it? But then when you smack it, it kind of has that sort of, it's kind of got that snarl to it. I've pretty much taught this whole lesson on the neck pickup. I should be down here really. It sounds loads better. That sounds better, doesn't it? Hey ho, these things are sent to testers. So that's the end of Riffmas. So again, head to the first link in the description. This is the last lesson in the series for Riffmas. If you've only just picked up on this lesson, there's 8 other lessons in a similar vein to this one, which you can check out, all with free downloadable resources. I'd like to thank everybody that's taken part in the Riffmas competition this year. We've had, I think at time of recording, we've had 150 entries so far, which is mega, and I bet I don't think it's a stretch to sort of assume that we'll have broken 200 by the time we draw it on December the 31st. I'd like to thank everybody for taking part in this. If you like what we do here and how I teach, I'd head to the 3rd link in the description and I'd check out the Kirklees Guitar School Academy. Now that's if you like what we do here and the way that I teach, that's kind of, there's a bit more structure and there's a lot more resources that are not available anywhere else that you can check out. It's a 14-day free trial. You can head over there. We've got, at time recording, I've got 30 song lessons, all with accompanying technical focus lessons, playthroughs and downloadable backing tracks. I've also got somewhere in the region of 70 or 80 videos in courses that you can check out. And again, there's no obligation, 14-day free trial. You can go check it out. If you're stuck for something to do over Christmas, in that weird point where between Christmas and New Year where nobody really knows what day it is and we've all eaten too much wine and cheese, I'd highly recommend that you, if you want to really sort of kickstart your guitar playing in 2026, that's what I'd encourage you to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the new year for some more lessons. Thank you so much.